Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to September. This is Gwendolyn. Welcome back to the channel, or if it's your first time here, welcome. This video is going to be a monthly tarot for Capricorn for September, and we open the month still in the last bit of that Mercury retrograde in Virgo. That will be going on until September 5th, and then on September 5th, Mercury will go back direct. So if things have been communication, especially going a little bit scrambled or haywire, we will be going direct then. So I'm going to shuffle the cards here a little bit, and then we'll get right into the reading. As always, if you'd ever like to book a personal reading with me, you can do that. I'll have a link above. And let's see what's coming out for Capricorn. Capricorn for Okay. I'm changing it up this month a little bit, by the way. I'm doing a Celtic cross today instead of the normal layout that I do. So if you prefer this, let me know. And if you prefer the old layout, please do let me know down in the comments. I'll let you know what each of these is and the position. Oh, look how nice it ends up. Your outcome is 6 of Cups. So Capricorn, there's a big change happening for you here. The main reason I say that is because your central focus, Ten of Swords in reverse, crossed by the Fool. So the Fool is the beginning of the tarot. It is the major arcana card 0, which is all about potential energy, new beginnings, things before they're formed. And with the Ten of Swords in reverse, Ten of Swords, first of all, 10 is the ending of a cycle. So it means an old way of thinking. Swords represent the air element. And so each of these represents a thought. And sometimes this is considered negative thinking or just thoughts that don't serve you, thoughts that ultimately drain you and drain the life out of you. And honestly, Ten of Swords means bottoming out, hitting the very final bottom, like it's always darkest before the dawn. And then Fool is all about a new day, smelling that fresh new rose, anticipating what life is rolling out before you and greeting it with a sense of optimism and faith and trust and wanting to greet the world with a sense of adventure and a sense of like, I just can't wait to see what's out there. So this is literally the new journey card. And this is like, it can no longer go this way. It's draining all the life out of me. So there's a big change ahead. Remember, but because this is also in reverse, it may be that you're afraid to let go of the old way of doing things. And when I see this card in reverse, the phrase that comes up for me is this Buddhist phrase that says, let go or be dragged. So is there something that you're holding on to that is comfortable or familiar but is draining you? An old way of thinking or any thought patterns, any belief systems that's literally draining the life force out of you? Because what it's telling me with Fool crossing it and with Ten of Swords in reverse is that you're having a hard time, even though it's complete of Swords, you're having a hard time letting go. There'll be fear here. Because usually when cards are in reverse, there's some fear, doubt, or resistance at play. And then Fool's here for you, also in the central position, but it's a challenge. It's a challenge. When Fool's in the challenge position, it says there's a challenge to faith, belief, or trust in the divine, because Fool is all about being open, being trusting. He's jumping off a cliff and trusting that the divine is going to catch him. So the question I have for you, Capricorn, about September is, what is it that you need to challenge in terms of letting go of something? I'm going to really just give you that phrase, let go or be dragged. And then what is challenging you in terms of fear, doubt, or resistance to opening to something new? That fresh new rose, that fresh new adventure, that feeling of being free and being carefree and feeling like the world is yours to explore, because that's central for you for September. So what, Capricorn, do you need to let go of? And then have faith to like reach and trust that next rope is going to be there for you to, like if you're swinging in the middle, Are you holding on to this rope that's literally draining you and exhausting you and taking you down, and refusing or being just too fearful to trust that there's a new life, a new chapter happening? That's a question worth asking yourself. So let's see what else is going on. You come into the situation, what you bring to the situation, the basis of it is Queen of Coins in reverse. And this is definitely you, Capricorn. This is the earth sign person. And this just mean like you don't feel like you have it all together. You actually do have a number of things. It might be a good exercise to write down all the things that you have um, accomplished, because Capricorn needs to accomplish things, and you're the mountain goat, so you're all about climbing mountains and seeing your results, getting to new vistas. When she's in reverse, Queen of Coins, it's saying that you don't feel like you're on top of your game, especially maybe monetarily or just in terms of physical assets. But when she's there, it's saying this is who you are. You're just not recognizing yourself as that. So I'm going to invite you to recognize the accomplishments, the tasks that you've gotten to. I mean, I'd like you to look over your shoulder and look back and see, wow, I really have done all this stuff. I really have been through a lot. I really have accomplished a lot of things, even if right now you're feeling like I just can't. I can't climb this mountain. I can't achieve this. I don't feel fully myself. I don't feel in my own authority. If there's something, and I kind of get the sense too, Capricorn, that that's having to do with your thought process that's draining you. There may be some doubting of yourself that I'm getting through, and I'm going to encourage you to look over your shoulder and see, like, no, those are the last mountains I climbed. Now I'm at a new peak, and maybe this is giving me challenges, but you are Queen of Coins there. What's passing away, this is interesting. Your timeline is going from Two of Swords in reverse through Fool to what's coming in, Three of Swords. So you're adding another sword to the mix. This is telling me that if you don't make a decision, it's going to cause you pain and heartbreak. There's two cards here. So you're going through some sort of decision. Two of Swords in reverse tells me you're resisting the decision, or you had been resisting the decision. Two of Swords, here's one idea, and here's another idea. Again, swords represents ideas, thoughts, beliefs. And when Two of Swords appears, it means you're trying to avoid a difficult decision. So you're just piecing out. You're just saying, I'm checking out, I'm avoiding this, I'm checking out completely. That's why she's blindfolded. So this is what's passing away, thankfully. Your avoidance of making a decision, and your opportunity card, your crown, if you should choose to wear it, is Two of Coins in reverse. Now, Two of Coins is about weighing things. Should I go this way or should I go that way? And often the benefit of Two of Coins is being able to be flexible, to roll with the punches. We see the ship here in the background, and the ship succeeds because it goes up and down according to however the tides go. He's also in decks on one foot. So it's a real card about finding balance, being adaptable, being flexible, having a lot of things in the air. You may feel financially strapped or pushed to your limit, because with Queen of Coins in reverse and Two of Coins in reverse, it can mean that you feel like you're stretched thin, that things aren't going financially as much as you might like. But I'm going to encourage you to go with whatever changing circumstances are happening and actually weigh things. That's where you're at right now. You're in a position where you have the opportunity to step out of avoiding any kind of decision. This is like, I really just don't want to do anything. But if you continue with that, this is where it's leading you, is Three of Swords, which is pain, heartbreak. This is what comes right after Two of Swords. When you don't make a decision on something, when you don't take any action, this is where you go. Three of Swords, it adds to the pain. So what I'm noticing is that if you can embrace this Fool energy, which is trust and having faith in things and going forward, even if you don't know the road, that's going to really help you, Capricorn, this month. It's really going to help you navigate. And you have the opportunity to at least start weighing things because it's in reverse. I'm still showing that there's resistance to doing that. But just maybe start taking a look, like what would happen if I went this direction, or what would happen if I went that direction? What would happen if I chose this versus that? Or is there a way that I can do both? Have one in one hand and one in the other. That's what juggler is about. That's what this card is. So being willing to be adaptable and flexible, this is really strong in terms of like yes or no, left or right. Here, your opportunity is to say, well, maybe there's a happy medium. See how these two are actually tied together? They're in motion. So it's kind of like saying, what do I think about things right now as they are? What do I think about this? What do I think about that? It's at least getting out of avoidance. And so your opportunity, in some ways, Capricorn, these are your really your choices. Do you want to actually like think about things and make a decision and maybe roll with the current changing circumstances? Or do you want to invite this in because you're not willing to confront the situation that's in front of you? So those are the things to consider for her. And having a real sense of faith, of trust, of openness, carefreeness. The high side, one of the things I'd love to point out is that the high side of both of these cards is really feeling like playful and free and without a care. Like this one has a great sense of humor because he's able to be flexible and adaptable and laugh a little bit. This one also, he's the fool. He's without a care in the world. He doesn't get himself into this sort of situation because he's more interested in exploring than painting himself into a corner in the shackles of the mind. He'll just like go take a look and explore and see what's there. He's got more of curiosity rather than decision making. And I want you to consider that maybe an approach of curiosity and playfulness will help you weigh things. So that's what's going on in general. You in this situation, I've seen you running away again. Capricorn, what are you running away from? I get the sense that you can't face something. You don't feel up to the task. With Queen of Coins in reverse saying, I don't feel like I'm on top of it. Seven of Swords, I'm running away. Two of Swords, I don't want to make a decision. It feels to me like there's something you're really avoiding, Capricorn. So I want you to look at that and ask yourself, is there something that I'm just not feeling like worthy of or not capable? That's another Queen of Coins adjective, is that she's very capable. She's very grounded. She's got a lot of authority. She's very nurturing. She's very trustworthy. It's interesting to me because this card is very trustworthy and this card isn't so much. He's really just a coward. He runs away because he's just trying to cover his own base. He's not really worried about consequences. He's not really worried about the effects of his actions. So with these two in reverse here as you, Capricorn, I just want to like invite you to not run away, to face it. Don't invite this in. Consider and weigh your options. You're actually much more capable than you think you are. You are Queen of Coins here. You're just doubting it. That's about doubt, fear, or resistance there, but that's you too. So, again, look over your shoulder, look at what you've accomplished so far, and you don't have to run away. You don't have to avoid whatever it is you're avoiding. Your environment is Emperor in reverse, which says you do have the decision-making skills. If you should tap into them, you're fearful about making a decision as well. You're fearful about enforcing something because you see how he has one sword. He's with the truth. That's basically, if she puts down, the way out of this card always is to choose an option, put down one sword and move forward, take action. Any action will take you out of the Two of Swords stagnancy. And Emperor is very comfortable doing that. He's not only, works with the sword, but he forges it. He makes the rules. He enforces the rules. So with this in reverse, there's a couple different ways this can go. It's either that you have the capability of making the decision, but you're unwilling, you're fearful, you're doubtful. This could also be someone else because it's your environment card. So this could be an authority figure that either you're not trusting or that you're not employing their help. This could be someone with wisdom and experience who knows how to handle what it is that you're going through. And it's actually interesting because they you're running away here is what I'm seeing, avoiding something, and they are looking in the same direction. They could actually help you a lot if you were to go to their counsel. Now, this could be a parent, this could be a boss, this could be a father figure, an older sibling or family member, an old friend, or even just like someone that you hire who has expertise in the area that you are really trying to like escape. So, whichever that is, Capricorn, I'm going to invite you to enlist help and wisdom of experience, which you'll be reluctant to do. I get the sense you don't even want to admit to what's going on. You just want to like, not feeling up to this. I'm out. So see if you can rely on help. Someone who's at the top of the rank there. He's usually the head of command, and he's worked a lot to get there, and he has a lot of experience, and he knows how to make decisions and enforce things, which may be part of what you need right now. I see what your hopes and fears are is that you want to be released from this burden, System of Wands, and it means carrying more than you can handle. So this may be something that you've been carrying for a while. And in reverse, it says, I really, really need to put this down. I really need to, your fear is that you're going to need to keep carrying this. And what you most hope for is to be relieved of this burden. This is really going to help you by letting go of that two swords avoidance of the situation and beginning to weigh the evidence. These two are in line. So as you start to consider things and as you start to confront it and weigh options, this lightens up. And you can also get help from the Emperor person on how to do that. So don't fear, Capricorn. You will be able to lighten your load. You just need some help in doing that. And you just need to confront it head on. You just need to like give yourself permission to like playfully consider the options before you. You don't even have to make a decision. You just have to be like, well, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. I'm not sure. Maybe it's both. And then your outcome is very sweet and very innocent. This is Six of Cups. So this means that this means the exchange of hearts. And also a lot of this like purity and innocence and kindness and even naivete. This is very, counter to this card. This card is about oppression. And this card is about sweetness and delight and sharing heart energy. So this means that you may reunite with someone from your past. That's what Six of Cups sometimes talks about. It may mean that you reunite with someone that you know from childhood, whether it's a sibling or a friend or someone, just a reunion of some sort. And it also just means having the heart of a child, which is interesting to me here, how it echoes the Fool card. This is very similar energy, young, childlike, open. We can see they both have flowers. So I get the sense that you do, by the end of summer, come through whatever challenges you had to your faith or belief or openness and willing to just go out there and do something. And you find that you do well with someone else helping you. You connect with someone else's heart towards the end of the month, and you feel free and like a child again and open. It may be that someone else helps you connect to full energy. So you end the end of September on a really nice note, Capricorn. You do have some things to work through. I essentially see that you have a decision to make and to not run away from it. Enlist help if you need. Your burden will be lightened, and you end up in this very sweet, like innocent young space towards the end of the month. You deal with this. So that's the reading for you, Capricorn. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up or share it with another Capricorn who you think might enjoy that message. And as always, I just want to thank everyone so much for watching. Yours in the stars.